Make a Path presents Let's Talk. Oh, I broke my knee, motherfucker! The Walking Dead Q&A. Oh shit, it hurts so much. 29. Alright, Deadheads, we got more Q&As now. I didn't want to say anything before, but I was going to try to do a marathon of Q&As last week into this week, right up until the return episode of The Walking Dead, February 8th. Now, I was going to stop February 6th because that was the beginning of the weekend, but things are going good. I'm letting you guys know. I am going to continue to put out Q&As every single day up until The Walking Dead. I'm going to go as much as I can until I just pass out. Now, with that said, I just looked at the list and I'm telling you what, I have questions from 30 days ago. Now, I am sure a couple questions out of the 1,000 or so I've gotten already, a couple are bound to get lost somewhere in the shuffle. I mean, it's just bound to happen. So if yours did get lost, I do want to apologize, but keep in mind, I'm 30 days behind, so relax. I'm going to play catch up right now. I am going to have a huge supersized Q&A most likely coming because I just can't fit all of this up in these 15-minute videos. So, from here on out, like I said before, I am most likely going to avoid any hypothetical questions. I want to stick with questions that have value specifically for the show, and I am going to skip over certain ones that are silly. I literally have so many, I don't know what the hell I'm gonna do and how the hell I'm gonna catch up. So right now, I'm going to burn through all of these. So let's get right into this. Let's bang these questions out. If I answer a question with like a no or a yes and you want to know why, just go ahead and ask why specifically I think something in the comments below. Here we go! Start us off. Nathan Leatherly, do you think we'll ever see a group use a plane or a helicopter to get around in the comics or the TV series? I would say no. Robert Kirkman likes to stay away from like big travel, big things, big explanations. But now that we're getting a boat in The Walking Dead, it's very likely that we might move on. It might not even be for another 100 issues or so, but it's possible. Tiger Brinson, do you think Rick will go back to being a badass like he was before the Negan arc? I hate how weak his character has become. Well, during the time skip, we haven't needed to see him become a badass, except for when he slapped the shit out that dude who wasn't watching his little territory. So yes, I do. Now, he's a little war-torn, you know what I mean? He's a little beat up, but I think he's got some more badass left in him. Longfletch, do you think Kevin Durant would make a good Negan? Wait for it. No. Leslie Picklebottom, if Andrew Lincoln was not Rick, who do I think would make a good Rick? I personally would like somebody like Andrew Lincoln that was a relatively unknown, so I can't because I would want a relatively unknown, therefore I don't know him. So I'm not copping out, I'm dead serious. I would want someone that we can't just pick out of a lineup and be like, boom. Kevin Bennett, do you think AMC went as far as they could with Rick? Kevin, your comments are disabled. I said it 100 times in the past. How to fix that? Go to G+ settings. And to answer your question, no, they could go a lot farther with Rick. Trust me. Spin 2020. Man, I love how active you are on this channel, but this question in particular would take me 3 minutes to friggin' read, so let's just trim it down. First off, this is the one where you said you were the one talking about the good guys, bad guys, and it's all about perspective. Yes, it is all about perspective. I completely agree with you. If we followed the hospital people from day one, we would look at Rick's group and like, fuck them, kill them all. You know what I mean? They're dirty as shit, let's be honest. They got beards and, you know, they look like homeless people that I pass by on the subway. Yes, it's all about perspective, absolutely. As far as your other question, to the viewers in the comments below, how many times have you watched the series? For Leslie Picklebottom, it was at least 4 times an episode, and how many times have you read the comics? The comics, I have read certain sections multiple times, from issue 1 to current day. I've only read it twice, completely, sitting down going, you know. And as far as the episodes, go ahead guys. Everyone down below, tell us how often or how many times you've watched the episodes or the seasons. I answered that question already, so it's in the other Q&A. I won't bore you again. Big Kev 619, super silly and gross question here. Do you think you can have sex with a walker and become infected? Newsflash. Oh, we are infected. Well, not we, but they. They are already all infected. And no, the bite doesn't turn you. It's you dying from the fever from the bite that turns you. So no, I don't think you can plow as many walkers as you want, buddy. Have fun with it. Kevin again. What do you think happened to Michonne in the comics? Again, she's on the boat, issue 139. If she's not, I have no clue. Joachim Garhendon. What if Rick dies in Alexandria and Carl gets Rick's story and Judith gets Carl's? That would suck because, in no offense, Chandler Riggs is not strong enough to carry on that. He's not strong enough to carry the show. No offense. Joachim Garhendon again. Ronnie, you said my name right the first time. Joe Kim. Yeah, people jumped down my throat. They said it was like Joaquin Phoenix, you know? So I went with it because I thought their name was, you know, Joaquin, Joe Kim. I thought they knew what they were talking about. Apparently you don't know what you're talking about, man. Expert Legend. Do you think the story is being rushed in The Walking Dead? No, I do not. Like, the Hunter storyline, I think that was perfect. We all wanted more. Well, I didn't. I think it was perfect. But a lot of fans want more. But then if you give the fans more, they're gonna be like, man, there was a lot of filler in that. How? You can only watch so many episodes with them staring at them and watching them. When were they gonna attack? You know what I mean? And then we would have looked back and been like, man, episode 3 and 4, they could have just trapped them in the church. And then, boom, right there, you just explained the one that they actually gave us. So, no, I don't think it's being rushed. If we get No Way Out in Season 5, I give up. It's rushed, and the Walking Dead writers don't know what the hell they're doing. All hope is lost. But I have hope in Scott Gimple, Robert Kirkman, Denise Huth, Gail Ann Hurd. I got hope in them, and they know what they're doing. So, no, I don't think it's being rushed. If it was being rushed, Negan would be here already. Expert Legend. A new zombie mode was just announced on Call of Duty with John Bernthal as the video game actor. What are your thoughts? Cool. Cool as shit, you know? Joachim Garhendon again. Everyone talks about Emily Kinney coming back to The Walking Dead. It's bullshit, maybe. If Maggie, Beth hallucination. P.S. You're my idol. Dun, 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 dun. I will warn you, though. Don't. Go follow somebody who actually has a bright future. I don't know this name. Droy Hulk Seizure something. Do you know if the Walking Dead Overkill game will be based on the comics or the show? No. As far as I know, it's going to be based more of like realistic visuals, kind of like the show, but it's its own creature. It has its own characters, from what I understand right now. Hope Insanity. What do you think of the idea of a guy who has sex with zombies? I feel like after the Whispers, the next step of insanity after dead people sleeping with them. I think that is gross. You know what? I can't say that because that actually has something to do with something I'm working on. Yeah, I tell you what, if Robert Kirkman doesn't get to that point, I have some sick stuff and I'm working towards in Dead Living that I would... It's honestly pushing the envelope for me even, where I'm like, I don't think I want to introduce this little cluster of characters because they are deeply disturbed. You know what I'm saying? Deeply. But yes, I think that's pretty nasty and vile, and I don't know why you guys are just talking about sex with zombies all of a sudden. Shit! I know they're forcing models more and more to constantly look like nothing but skin and bones, but come on. Curves are beautiful. Danny is really cool. Do walkers reproduce and have little walker babies? Obviously not! And then the next question about the kid zombies, I answered that actually in the last 1 or 2 Q&A, so hit rewind on that. Brand Minds. Don't you think it's a little unrealistic that Carl isn't really dumb? I know the show isn't that intellectually challenging, but he only has a high school education going up to the 5th grade. Bro, if I told you how low my high school education was, you would definitely change your opinion on me. You'd be like, wait a minute. Put it this way, as far as school goes, intellectually absorbing all of that, I probably stopped at 7th grade. As a matter of fact, I was actually kicked out of school in 8th grade and got a full-time job. However, I was also reading Gita Krishnamurti for fun because I love the philosophy. And guys, if you're into philosophy, read Gita Krishnamurti, Total Freedom. Powerful book. Absolutely powerful. But yeah, no, I don't believe in that because a lot of the shit they teach in school is pointless. A lot of it. Think about it now. Go back in time. The shit I've learned in school, I barely use in the workforce. You know what I mean? Now, in college, when you're doing specific studies, that's totally different. Hans Sansom. I never knew that The Walking Dead comics existed. I only came across The Walking Dead when it was advertised on TV. I love the cast, but since I started reading the comic books, I wonder if you thought there was anyone who you think would be a better portrayal of the characters. I'm not hating on the current cast. You know what? I don't go into all of that. I mean, sometimes I look at a certain character and think, could they have done it? But for the most part, it's brief. It's a brief thought because there's no point in driving yourself nuts thinking about something that will never change. can never happen. You know what I mean? I don't focus on casting. I do not, because I can't control it. Q&A, do you think we will see Rick and his group do something really bad, like kill innocent people, or hit a camp of good survivors, not like Woodbury because they were assholes? Hans. Yeah, but sometimes on TV they don't like to blur the lines. I think that's a comic thing. In the TV medium, it usually doesn't work too well. So I say it's possible, but it might be borderline. The studio might not want that. Catherine McGuire. I was watching the Walking Dead marathon, and in the episode where Beth and Daryl are getting drunk, Beth tells him he will be the last one standing. You think Kirkman put that in on purpose? No, I think that's just something Beth had said. You know, I do not believe that means that Daryl is the last man standing. Emily Foster. At the beginning of season 5, Maggie kisses and hugs Glenn and smiles towards Tara, who is watching them. Then Tara looks away and she looks sad. Do you think this is because Tara secretly likes Maggie and da-da-da-da-da? No, guys, listen, in the story, Tara feels extremely guilty because she was with the governor. Who did the governor kill? Maggie's dad. Tara feels like a piece of shit. That's where Tara's focus is. It's not trying to convert Maggie to being a rug ranger, you know what I mean? It's about that guilt. And she got into the guilt topic in the church, and then Maggie forgave her, whatever, you know what I mean? It's the guilt, it's not sex. Get your head out of the gutter, Emily. Love you for watching. Ben Blankard. Shit. Fuck. Damn rubber band broke. Hello, I'm a really big fan. All I do is binge watch your stuff. Yeah! And I thought of something really cool. Do you think Bryan Cranston played Doug? We already went through this. Aaron Paul played Dwight. And maybe they could have a joke together. What are your thoughts? No, because now you're diluting The Walking Dead. I think it's, yeah, you have Bryan Cranston as Douglas. You have Aaron Paul as Dwight. And if this wasn't a serious show, yeah, it would work. But it doesn't, because then it dilutes the respectability of the show. And I know we're going to have a lot of people go, hey, it's a zombie show, respectability, yada da 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 da. You know, they try to go with as much realism as possible in TV, but that would make it a running joke. And I love Aaron Paul. I'd want him on the show, but as something totally not funny. And he could pull it off. He's a great actor. He's one of the very few people I actually stalk on follow on Instagram.
Subscribe now.